Hi, folks. Welcome. I'm Mr. Los. I was very much hoping to get to meet you today, but unfortunately, Wednesday I started developing some cold-like symptoms. Today, as I'm recording this Thursday, I got a COVID test this morning, and unfortunately, I just can't come back to school until I get the results of that COVID test. I'm pretty sure it was just a run-of-the-mill cold, but better safe than sorry. I'm hoping that those results are back, and by the next time that we meet in person, I should be back, unless the test turns out positive. But we'll keep our fingers crossed that that's not the case. So, welcome to Honors Chemistry. What I want to do, I know a lot of you are at the Monday remote session, but I just want to make absolutely sure that you guys know what you're going to have to do before next class and where to find stuff. By the way, if right here is just going to remind you of some of these directions if you kind of forget what I'm talking about. But the main thing you want to do is you want to click here to start. And this will be true with any unit as we go throughout the year. So you always want to click here first, and that's just right at the top of that folder on the assignments and activities, and that's where you're going to find everything that you need to do. Now this first week is going to be a little different, but once we get in the flow of things, things should go nicely. But basically what you want to do is for any given week, just look at the day, look at the date, look at the cohort you're in, and that's what you're going to be working on. Now, again, because this is the flipped classroom, or the phase-in week, it's kind of out of place, so to speak. But here are the things right here, or where do you want to start? Okay, we have a safety contract. It's a digital safety contract. This year, rather than a paper and pencil one, but you're going to work through that with your parents. It's kind of digitally sign that. There's a Schoology quiz. It's really easy. It's really common sense. There's a couple of questions that are maybe a little bit tricky, but the good news is you can take it as many times as you want to. And then next class, we'll talk a little bit more about safety and go over any questions anyone has about that. The way this is going to work is most of the content is going to be delivered remotely. So we will try to learn things and do lectures, maybe watch videos, different things like that during the remote time. And then during the in-person time will be used for the things that most benefit in-person stuff. So asking questions, doing activities, doing labs, and things like that. So this shouldn't take you too long either. It's just a little set of notes, a few slides about the reminders and basics of science and chemistry. I'm going to ask you to join the Flipgrid class. It's just a very brief assignment there. I'll talk more about that in a second. And that's going to be due week 1. So unfortunately, to kind of get the ball rolling on this very first one, you guys are going to have to double up a little bit with this first session. And you're going to have to do a little bit of double duty. Once we get lined up, then everyone will have the same amount of time to do the same amount of stuff. So Monday we have a remote session, and basically you guys are going to be remote, so that's what you're going to be working on during this remote period. And then this is what we're going to be doing in the in-person session. So, and I may this is not completely updated right at this moment, so I might change this. So be sure to check back here. But this is what we need to have before the next in-person class. So the main things, though, you got to do, focusing on this part first. We got to do the safety contract. We got to do the safety quiz. We got to do those notes, and then the Flipgrid thing, which I'll talk about more in a second. And that's where you're going to want to start. And then you can check back here, and there might be some more for you to do right here in this next remote session before you come to class. So look back there. Now that I'm thinking about it, I might have to structure that differently. But just check back next week, and that will be updated. And of course, come to the remote session, and we'll talk more about this, and we can get everything straightened out. Because whether I'm in school or not, physically, I'll definitely be at this remote session. So that's where we can get straightened out if you have any questions. You can always email me too. My email is jlos3@cherrycreekschools.org. So briefly about the Flipgrid assignment. I'm sure a lot of you have used Flipgrid. I've never used it personally in a class as a teacher, but I think because of the fact that we only see each other once a week, we have masks on, it's just going to be all the harder to get to know each other, and I do think getting to know each other is pretty important. So if you go back to the main page, this is where you're going to have the links. Now, when you sign into this, hopefully you'll only see the appropriate class for whatever class you're in to join. So you just click that link. There's a very short question there, prompt, I guess. It should only take a couple of minutes. I'm going to actually watch a couple other videos. So none of this stuff should take a tremendous amount of time. And then, yeah, I think we're good to go. Let me know if you have any questions. Like I said, email me, and look forward to seeing you in person. Bye, and have a good day.